gonna do yet another video again. I don't think I'll rant as much in this one. Because I haven't just seen an ad to drive me crazy. Although I'm sure I will again soon enough. Very soon. No doubt about it. But so the still I need to say even more about Apple and ads pushing Apple products. iPhone SE lately, as I've been going on about. It drives me the most crazy. Not to say that I'm not right, of course. People need to people need to okay. The problem is it's so wrong to have an opinion about a device. Why can't anyone have an opinion and compare a device to another device and realize that one device looks antiquated compared to the other? Why can't anyone ever realize this about Apple? The iPhone, the new iPhone, quote unquote, and the ancient iPhone SE, the tactile button. It's you're not allowed, I guess, nowadays to to say anything against like the iPhone or any other, but if you don't have any opinion about it, then technology cannot move forward. If you don't have an opinion about the aesthetic of the iPhone SE, if you don't care whatsoever about the aesthetic, and you think you are just fine with it, and you don't realize that compared to the new phones looks ancient, then you're crippling innovation. And again, it's just the same as if it were the year 2000 and they're giving away some brick cell phone, huge brick cell phone, identical to a phone from the year 1987 at the latest. They're giving it away and people are all going and getting it. Like you probably are with the iPhone SE, just because it's cheap and they manipulate you with these nebulous words. That's what drives me so crazy. I'm using these words, manipulating all of you, like I already said, all of you can't ever say anything against a device. You can't have an opinion about Obviously, come on. The iPhone SE, it, it has a tactile button. Oh, you don't care about that. You like the button. Oh, it's completely ancient because the innovation is that you can press the screen and that activates the device. That is innovative. But a button is something from the Stone Age. So it's just like if you were in the year 2001 or 2001 and you were still saying stunning about an old 80s cell phone. Oh, there was one company. Imagine there was one company that was making cell phones, the big brick cell phones, in 1987, and after that, all the other companies innovated and made their cell phones much smaller and made them, and it was just like the actual progression of cell phones during that time period. But there was one company that was still making the old brick cell phones, just like in the mid 1980s. And then a bunch of people are still saying, "Wow, it's amazing. It's exciting." Why? I don't know. Just because it's that one company. And by the year 2001, cell phones were a lot smaller, of course. And they were starting to have new abilities by that time. It's like they decreased the price and then to $50 for an old 80s brick phone in 2001, and then had an advertising campaign saying this is stunning, this is exciting, and everyone went along with it, even though it was completely obsolete at that point. So then you got a bunch of people going out and procuring and these old huge phones which were only capable of just making calls pretty much. By the time they were starting to be able to do other things, and the aesthetic had come a long way. You cannot think whatever you want, but if you like that home button and that bezel and it looking so plasticky compared to all the new phones, you are way. They have phones that can fold now. They're working on flexible displays, rollable displays. A phone like that's that size to begin with, and then you can roll out the display and make the phone bigger. But you clinging to this ancient thing just because it's Apple. Okay, sorry, I am ranting pretty much just as much in the other as in the other ones. But you see what I'm saying. You can't anyone ever say no one is capable. No one cares enough to point out. No one cares about innovating the look of the phone. Obviously, a smaller bezel much smaller bezel, more screen. That's obviously more futuristic. You know, and all the sci-fi movies, they have big bezels, big buttons. I mean, come on, but you don't care. You don't care about a futuristic aesthetic. If you're gonna get this iPhone SE, it's utterly messed up because look back on the history of cell phones. Like I've been saying, it's the equivalent of a bunch of people in 2001 when all phones looked much different, had come a long way in in the way they looked from back in the mid 80s with those big brick cell phones. But like there was one company, and then because everyone liked that company, they had an advertising, if they had an advertising campaign, still calling that stunning and using all these nebulous adjectives that are so manipulative on account of them being so nebulous. And, you know, they just sound, you know, oh, it's whatever, you know, whatever adjective, you know, they don't name anything about it. And I said that in another video, but in fact, in the Boost Mobile ad, of course, they did name two things, which in another video, as I pointed out, were just ridiculous. When they were saying the power of possibility, and they were touting that it had a 4K screen. Wow, what a possibility! And portrait mode. Ridiculous, ridiculous, ridiculous. So it's cheaper, or they're pushing it on, they're pushing it, you know, giving it away for free. So that bothers me so much. For all, you know, they know that they can get a bunch of people, you know, they're just contributing, you know, all, but I guess none of you care. You know, I don't mean to come to appear to be like this terrible person insulting everybody. You know, being, you know, so angry at everyone. I mean, I know, you know, good people, but when it comes to the iPhone and Apple products, you are just completely, you're not like people used to be. You have got to, you know, do whatever you want. But I have one thing. I care about a couple of things. I'm just trying to get by. And one of the things that I care about, that I find cool, is technology, things looking more futuristic. You know, things looking more futuristic. But I guess you people who always opt for iPhone and other Apple products, you don't care. You know, it's the year 2021. Think of all the science fiction movies set in the 2020s around this time. You know, clearly the trend since way back with all of this has been more screen, of course, and more screen looks better. It's sleeker, more display. But you all are getting the iPhone with the biggest notch out of all of them just because it's Apple. You're just completely throwing out the whole, you just don't, just completely rejecting the 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 trend of reducing the bezels and discarding the physical buttons, which are Stone Age technology, and they have a much cooler thing now. You could even unlock the phone or whatever with a gesture at this point and everything. But no, you're getting the iPhone because they use these damn words that just stop already been said. I guess that's pretty much all I'll say for this video.